This is radioonfire.com. Yours truly, Diamond K, in here alongside my father. How you doing, Dad?
Good.
Interesting week. It seems like more time passes than a week. You know what I mean? Every time we sit down, because it seems like so much is going on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I apologize to you. I know you voted for the mayor.
Yes.
And Mayor Pugh, as of last night, taking an indefinite leave of absence amid this book scandal that has. Why every time we make national news, it's got to be something bad?
Well, that's what they like to talk about. They don't talk about the good things we do. You know.
And we do good things. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Mm-hmm.
So starting today, Baltimore City Council President. He's been president since 2010.
Yeah.
Bernard Jack Young will assume the mayoral duties in place of Catherine Pugh. Have you ever met Jack Young before?
Yes.
What kind of guy is he?
A jovial, kind of a personality.
Mm-hmm.
Nice guy.
Like upbeat.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Always smile. Hey, how you doing? Hey.
Important. That's important for politicians.
But I mean, I got mixed feelings about the mayor. I have mixed feelings about most of our black politicians who get into seemingly scandals that the news brings up. The scandals, people, she's making money, she's doing business, and so I think that she should stand up and fight back. I don't. But then again, she's sick. She's ill. She's it's a lot of pressure being the mayor. First of all, when things are going good. Yeah. So when they're going bad, and the people that were supposedly in your corner back out. So it's difficult for her. So I understand. And you brought out some good points on what probably precipitated this.
Yeah, and I want to talk about that. And so, as you're saying this, I agree. I mean, I don't want to see, a black woman thrown under the bus. And they backing the bus on her, bringing the dump truck and back that on. Like I don't want to see her beat down. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I feel that politicians, all races, mm-hmm. have done things like this. I mean, you are in control of who gets the contract. Of course, you're going to say, I'm going to push it over this way. I know them. If you can do something, that happens, right?
Every day.
Right.
I
don't think that there's anything wrong with that. If I am the contractor and I'm pushing it my way, I think that that's too overt. I think there's something wrong with that. And I think that that's what people perceive this as. So I have a problem with that. You shouldn't do it, but you're right. I mean, her backing down and seemingly running away doesn't look good. And if she simply explains things and comes out and say, "Look, okay, this is what I did," da 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 da. You know what I mean? I think that would make it better.
I mean, it's like if I come to your restaurant. I've been coming to your restaurant for the last 5 years. I eat at that booth every day, and hey Joe, how you doing? I mean, you know me, I know you. If I come in there with my friends and you gonna spread out the red carpet for us. I mean,
sure.
It's just what people do.
Yeah.
And so, hey, you got she wasn't even married then, so you got your books. Hell, we'll buy 1,000 of them and give them away or whatever we're gonna do. How much you want for those books? So, I mean. What do you think? Everybody does that. But I think, that part's no problem with that part. But the part where she controls the budget to different things, it's probably not against the law.
but it just looks.
Okay, but still, I'm your friend. Okay.
Yeah.
And I come in. I'm being.
So
on this
you got to
contract.
disclose this stuff, though. So, and I think where they may get her is that some of these things weren't disclosed.
Hey man, if they got Sheila Dixon on some
Less than $100.
where's those cards called?
Gift cards.
Gift cards. I know they're gonna get this lady.
Yeah.
And that's why she's is sick now. Cause you know.
So you believe? So she was in Johns Hopkins Hospital, and they said she had pneumonia. I'm sure that this stress. I'm sure that they're telling you got to take it easy.
Yeah.
Not and
this is not. She's not a teenager.
Right.
I mean, she's got to be in her 70s, I think.
Right.
She's older than I am. Another thing is that the former mayor of Detroit, name eludes me this minute.
Who are you talking about? What happened to him?
They put him in jail.
Oh, Kilpatrick.
Kwame
Kilpatrick.
Still in jail. That's
No, he's not. Is he?
Yes, he's in jail.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Yes, he's in jail. He gonna Trump's prison mates are gonna be in and out of jail before Kilpatrick get out of jail. Cause he was,
Cohen.
all of them. He been in there. This guy been in there about 10 years. I think they gave him 20 years. Yeah. That's what they do to people who look like. That's why they're trying to have prison reform, and that's why
it's too much.
The president is going to try to campaign on prison reform and think he can get some black votes, because I'm doing prison reform. But yeah, that's what they do.
I believe this. I believe that most of the politicians know the other politicians' dirt. I think the word gets out. You know what I mean? In a small circle, you know who's doing what. You know what I mean? If you want a basketball team, you know which one is doing whatever they doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that people knew this. This has been happening since 2011. This is not anything new. Multiple people knew this.
That's why the other guys, on the bandwagon jumped off. They were making even more money than she was. But that's what she learned it from. They taught it to her.
Exactly.
They taught her to it.
I feel this situation is directly linked to the Preakness controversy.
I think you're right.
I think that she made a big stink about it, and Stronach family owns the Preakness. They didn't want to stay here. She made a whole thing. They got a case pending, a whole lot of...
She sued.
Right. And a whole lot of stuff. Then a few days later, the Baltimore Sun breaks this story about the books. And then it just keeps on going. Now she's probably like, look, take the Preakness. Okay, fine.
That's too late now.
Yeah, it's too late for that. Of course we're going to take the Preakness. We want to do that anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. And this was a big distraction from that.
I think you're right. I hadn't even thought about it like that, but you're right. Somebody dropped a dime on him.
Yeah, and you got to look. What do they always say?
Right.
Who benefits?
Right.
Who benefits from this? Now, a lot of people are going to benefit from her being wiped off the board. An incumbent usually has the advantage, and she's not going to be around 2020 to run. She's just going to be, just chilling and maybe working on another book. I don't know. But
what you said is true, because I remember I learned a long time ago in Africa, they would say, Williams, the definition of a businessman is the one who knows everybody's business.
Yeah.
They know the crooked cop, the straight cop, where to get this done, where to get that done. That's a businessman. You got to know everybody's business.
Yeah.
And so...
and that's what it's about. Yeah. And know when to push what button.
Right.
And so definitely I'm not looking forward to Hogan doing what he's going to do, which is get an investigation going and really put her name in the mud.
That's what they're going to do.
And it's going to look bad. It's going to look bad for black women politicians in Baltimore.
Because it'd be we had 3 in a row.
Yeah, and it was, you know what I mean, and
what is sad though, the really sad part about it is that you're gonna have so many black people who are going to jump on the bandwagon with dragging her in the mud because it's easy. They can see it. It's easy. They don't see the complication aspect about business. Why it's a friend of mine, so I voted for him to get that contract. You know,
right. Kaiser Permanente was doing business with me,
right,
and then I through them business. That happens all the time. Unless you're gonna do every single time you see it, which they ain't, then you don't just get hurt.
What is a quick pro? What is it? I mean, that's what people do.
Yeah.
I work. You rub my back, I rub yours. You scratch my back. That's what happens.
Right.
You do business with people that you know.
Some guys say, you order this lobster, we go back to the hotel. That's how the date goes. Right. That's the wrong side of the menu. Right. You need to get the appetizer if you got to go home now.
Or they say whatever you want on the menu, because I already know what I want.
Right. Yeah. So you're right. So the health of her. So she was hospitalized for 5 days, and
she's under real stress. Man.
Yeah. So they confirmed that she will be paid her $185K salary though.
But one thing Jack said, he said, "I'm gonna take over as mayor, but they're not paying me what they pay her."
Right, you still get your same old salary. You know what I mean? But don't feel sorry for him. It's not nickels and dimes what he's getting.
And that's amazing. She gets $135,000, $185,000 a year, and the police commissioner gets what?
2 something.
Right. And I think the superintendent of schools gets 2 something.
Hey, that's why she said I gotta cut these deals with my books. You know what I mean? I gotta cut these deals with my books. And so moving on, some presidential hopeful.
Hey, yeah.
Kamala Harris.
I like Kamala Harris.
Raised
$12 million.
A whopping $12 million.
I was surprised.
Buttigieg brings in $7 million. So who's Buttigieg? That's Mayor Pete.
Pete.
Buttigieg. You got to practice that. You got to practice that one. That's
Buttigieg.
That's not something you see every day. So they're vying for this nomination, and a lot of people. I realized a lot of people were waiting out this first quarter because they didn't want to have to go through the filing and all that kind of stuff. They don't raise a lot of money in this first quarter. That may derail things. You have to reveal how much you raised. And that's me, from me running, I saw that's a pain in the butt doing the paperwork. Mm-hmm. And so I think that we're going to still see more candidates come out. Mm-hmm. After this first filing period has ended, we're going to see more candidates come out. But Kamala Harris, who I've donated to Kamala Harris's campaign.
Yeah, I was going to do that too.
Yeah, and I've donated to Mayor Pete's as well.
Yeah.
And so, if I like the person, I'll go to their website. I'll sign up for their mailings, and they send me some emails. And if I like the email, and it's really, we trying to do this, Can you send us $3? Oh yeah, I send it $3.
Well, listen, I feel good about that because I raised my son right.
You absolutely did.
Okay.
Did you doubt it? Right. So there were some times when you were worried.
Yes. And because it takes more than just voting for that person.
Oh yeah,
you got to. If you support that person, you got to support him.
I'm all in the process, and
I'm proud of my son.
I am all in the process. If if they have a good platform, and they communicate in a way, and I like it because it's like they don't ask for big amounts,
right?
And I can give $3 here or $5 here. It doesn't. I mean, I would have wasted it on something else, and I feel good after I do. Okay, you know what I mean. Do something with that. So I've given to both. Those are the only 2 people this cycle I've given to thus far. I'm going to give more, but those are 2 that I have given to, and I like the energy, and the more we get into this, I feel like we need some new blood, as opposed to I definitely am not feeling, as we talked about Biden. I think, and I don't know who it is, but I mean, I guess the other campaigns, trying to expose or take out the front runner. I don't know what makes him the front runner other than the fact of the name recognition.
Yeah, that's it. And he was the vice president.
For a immensely popular president.
Yes.
But even he's not like giving him the stamp.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
That right there should tell you a lot.
Right.
Because, like we were saying, President Obama knows. Okay, he ain't gonna come out and say it because he's a classy guy, but he knows. Mm-hmm. He knows. So to me, his silence says a lot. The fact that he's not giving him the stamp. You're supposedly your guy is running, and you said, I'm not endorsing anybody."
Well, he said
that says a lot.
He said like a dog said to Richard Pryor, you my man now, but
I'm gonna be chasing you tomorrow.
I'm gonna be chasing you again tomorrow now. But yeah, he's not. He can't. He hasn't endorsed anybody.
But you think he could though, if he really wanted to?
If he really felt it. But I mean,
it's no. He doesn't get anything out of it.
Yeah, and everybody who's anybody knows Biden is not the one. It's like Hillary coming in here again. Yeah. That boat has sailed. It's gone.
But is it still in the horizon?
You can still see it. People waving on it. Hey, but it's gone.
Couple more minutes and it's gonna be out of the horizon.
Out of sight.
So 2 allegations have come out about Biden, and they're nothing.
And Biden is that kind of a guy. He's a friendly kind of a touchy. I'm a touchy feely kind of a guy. You know what I mean? I remember a lady said to me one time. I was at the school and I was, seeing them about their health care, and I said, and I might have touched her on her arm or something. She said, "Oh, you touched me, and you think I'm gonna buy this policy because you look like Billy D. Williams?" She just went all. I mean, who's talking about Billy? You think I'm just gonna buy this policy from you because you look like Billy D. Williams? And you touching me? And I said, "Sorry, lady. I mean, nothing personal. You know what I mean? I don't like women. And she could have. And another lady, I told. I said,
so she didn't get nothing from it.
I don't even remember. Yeah. But I remember another lady was the principal, and I said, "You look nice today." And what are you trying to flirt with me? So you got to be. They could.
Yeah, it happens, and sometimes I hold the door for a lady, and sometimes it doesn't go right. So she just walked through the door, didn't say anything. I don't expect it, but I just assume that you're gonna say thank you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's just kind of like so, it's like, "Thanks, Benson." He's kind of like that. I'm like, what's wrong with this lady?
I remember I was in New York. This got to be like '97, and I was had the bottle of water. Then I had a bottle of water coming, and I met Robin Gibbons, and
so she's hot stuff at this time.
Yeah. And so it was during the the basketball.
Finals?
No.
The playoffs?
Yeah. What do they have? The
NCAA?
No, it's pro. It's pro.
Okay.
But mid-season when they're doing the East and the West, the playoffs.
Oh yeah. When they had a dunk contest. And
Yeah. During that time, it was in New York, and I had the water, and I wanted to send her a case of water, and then she said, "I'm not giving you my address and stuff," and I said, "Believe me, I'm not trying to be fresh. I'm just, I gave, because I sent some to the guy from Fresh Prince, the father. He passed away now. Yeah. He was a nice
Phil.
Yeah, he was a nice guy. Guy. And I told you what Fox said.
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx said when he saw my water, he said, He said, "This is in water." You know what I mean? Because my picture was on it. So
But he's a comedian. So.
Yeah. I didn't like that joke.
You didn't like the joke,
I didn't like
though.
the joke. But so I didn't send her any water. She acted like I was.
That's so great. I mean, it's just.
I was harassing her, like I was trying to, I was really just trying to give the water out, promote it.
So I think that hopefully Biden is not the choice because the conservatives are labeling him like creepy Biden, and Trump would have a field day with that.
They want him to run.
But if you think about it, the Democrats have this problem with owning something. It's taking a punch and giving one back. They get hit and they just fall on the floor, and no mas.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
If I'm Biden, which I don't like Biden, as we know, but if I'm Biden versus Trump and he calls me creepy, I'm like, oh, you calling me creepy?
Right.
Like, I'd rather be creepy than this, stuff you do, and then
right.
hit him with that stuff.
He gives you so much ammunition.
Yeah,
Donald Trump.
Yeah.
But I agree. And the Democrats, they don't know how to duck.
Well, that too.
Move your hands. Just
Yeah.
I mean,
They fight like those fighters that the networks and the boxing organizations like.
Yeah.
But
you hit me, I hit you.
yeah, and give us one of those fights. That's why they mad at Mayweather, because he don't fight like that.
You run. Now, if I'm running, they catch me.
Avoid the punches.
Right.
It's called defense.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to hit you and not get hit back. Okay. You want to hit me and you want to get hit back. I mean, I guess.
It's so weird. It's so weird. And because they've been watching too many movies, and you have a whole generation of people that grew up on Rocky, and they feel like your champion is supposed to look like that.
Right. No.
Okay. But when you get to Rocky 5 and 6, he got brain damage. He got, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I remember I felt so bad for Norton. Remember Norton? Ken Norton.
Yeah.
Towards the end, he could not talk.
Could not talk.
No, and then you think that
those fights were brutal.
Yeah,
you had those on VHS. You remember?
Yeah.
Brutal. Him and Muhammad Ali. Brutal.
And that white guy who they thought was going to be the great white hope, Jerry Cooney. He been hit too many times, and that's why Mayweather said, "Yeah, I don't want to get hit. I want to be able to count my money, honey."
Honey. Last thing on Biden, though, they're talking about he's finalizing plans for the launch of his campaign, and he is considering opening a campaign headquarters in Philly. And I think that the end of this month, they're saying maybe. That's assuming that more girls don't come out.
Right.
But you never know.
I'm still saying he's not going to do it.
Well, he shouldn't.
And if he does it, he's not going to win.
Well,
not win the presidency. He's not going to win the nomination, the Democratic nomination. And
of course not. Of course not.
He's not going to do much better than he did when he was going on his own.
Yeah.
The last 2 times.
Yeah.
But I hope he doesn't. Now, as we always talk about, timing is everything. Mm-hmm. He should have done it in 2016.
I agree.
He should have done it in 2016. I think he could have beat Donald Trump.
At that point, yes.
And he would have got the nomination.
And he would have surpassed Bernie Sanders easy.
Yeah, he would have got the nomination. He would have beat Hillary. And maybe he would have been smart enough to pick up Hillary as his vice president. I don't know.
But that would have been the time.
Yeah.
And you're right. That would have been an excellent ticket. Mm-hmm. Hillary not in the front. Mm-hmm. Hillary on the side. And I think that would have been a good step for her. I went from Secretary of State to Vice President. Mm-hmm. That would have been good. And I think that and you're right, timing. But you missed your mark, Biden. Mm-hmm. That was your moment. That was. Not 4 years after you were in office.
Right. The following.
Right then.
Exactly.
That was your time.
Right. You were vice president for 4 years and then go right into the presidency.
Yeah. That was it. You know what I mean? You missed
gone.
it.
It's gone.
So I am studying Nixon. Now I don't. Here's the thing. I give credit where credit is due.
Yeah, he was shrewd.
Okay, I give credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
He was a consummate politician.
Yeah.
Okay, and he has something in him now. Racism aside, he has something in him that I respected, and that was this. He ran against Kennedy. He lost. A very close race. Mm-hmm. If TV didn't play, if there was no TV, Nixon would have won against Kennedy. But that the TV, he wasn't good on TV, and Kennedy was younger, and he was just better at body language.
He looked better.
He was more marketable.
Right.
Now, whatever happened in Chicago with his father and the mob, that aside, Kennedy won, Nixon lost. So he goes home to California. You already defeated. You done lost. He said, Nixon, you haven't lost until you've lost running for president. There's no bigger loss than that. And I thought about it. I said, he's probably right. So somebody, you lost the basketball game? Oh, that ain't nothing. I lost the presidency. You know what I mean?
And he ran right after he was vice president.
He dusted himself off.
That's right.
And he ran for governor.
Right.
In his home state.
Right.
Pumped himself up again.
Right.
His wife said, I don't want you to run. But if you're going to run, I'm with you. Mm-hmm. And he lost that one. And so you have to be, he probably was ready to put the pistol in his mouth. You know what I mean? Like jump off a bridge. And another thing is a famous, I don't remember the show name, but it was a famous show at the time. He went on and did an interview. And the guy said that my daughter told me to ask you, is he going to ever be able to find a job? Talking about the Nixon, it was hilarious, and that delivery, those type of black and white shows, and they had the cigarettes, the smoking and that, and then he dusts himself off again and runs for president in '68, and then he's going to be running against the son, the brother of the guy who whooped him earlier. Mm-hmm. Now, Kennedy, Robert Kennedy doesn't get killed. He would have mopped the floor with Nixon. Right. And then he ends up becoming the president. So I'm just saying, not quitting. And I'm sure everybody, if we were doing this show in 1968, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm not a kid, I'm a grown person like I am now. We doing this show, we would be telling Nixon, you don't need to run. You done already lost. Mm-hmm. You done lost. All you've been doing is losing. Right. Loser. Right. Would we have said that? Yeah. Now, Biden is no Nixon.
And he, as you just said, he was going to lose.
Well, he was going to lose. And, because Robert, when he ran against John F. Kennedy, it was close. Mm-hmm. Robert Kennedy was red hot, and Robert Kennedy it would have been a landslide. Mm-hmm. But fate intervened. Right. And he shouldn't have been in that hotel with no security.
That's the same thing that Donald Trump said, which is true. Donald Trump said, I've been through so much as being president, I don't know nobody that could have withstood what they've been putting me through. And he's right. Look at
So you give him that he has been. So do you think that they have? Is the media unfair to him?
No. I'm just saying that he put it most of the.
He bring it on himself.
Yes. Yeah. Everything he's done, he put on himself, but he can handle it.
I think he can.
He can handle it.
I've been looking and wanting to see some cracks in the armor, or nothing.
You see with the mayor, I'm not saying it, but I mean she's. It's all over. I quit. You know what I mean?
He's built for it. I don't. But how? Right. He doesn't work out. He doesn't eat good. He doesn't say his prayers. He don't take his vitamins.
He does a couple things that like you.
What?
He's never drank alcohol. Yeah. He's never smoked. Mm-hmm. He's never taken drugs. You know, and so I mean,
so it's just working women,
clean.
just like me. You're right. Working women.
Got clean inside. Man, I always tell you, if I need that kidney. I tell you, I want your kidney. Give me my son's kidney. That left, you got a big, healthy, juicy, full of blood. Oh yeah, blood vessels going. I want that one.
Well, look, I always said, if you need it, you got it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Cool.
I always said that, but you haven't needed it. You're like, you seem fine.
That's why I keep drinking this water.
All right, last thing. Mitch McConnell said to Trump that we are not repealing and replacing Obamacare. I don't know if that holds any weight, but I mean, they're not going to be able to do it. But I'm glad that he is knocking on the healthcare door, because that's how we got so many Republicans losing in 2018, because you can't mess with people's healthcare.
Right.
I don't care. White, black, Asian, Spanish, whatever, need their healthcare. And they've had all this time to put together something, and they don't have nothing.
He's got a committee, and he's made the new senator from Florida the head of that committee to find out how to eliminate not only Obamacare, but to bring on a new Rick Scott. He put him in charge, and Rick Scott has a history in the healthcare business where he's been sued.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So and that's the kind of people he wants. Look, that's what he likes.
If you're gonna put somebody in there, I mean, but this is the thing. He puts people in charge of the Environment Protection Agency who don't like it,
right?
Who think that we don't need it. Those are people that's in charge of it. I mean, just it's amazing. You know what I mean? It's amazing.
But what the rest of the world is thinking is this. I heard an interview with the ambassador to Estonia, which is right next to Russia. And so the reporter said, "Well, I mean, you got confidence in NATO that they would come to your defense?" He said, "I got more confidence in NATO now than ever before." And then he said, "It's not just a one term because of one president. That NATO is strong." And so he said, "So you think that if something happened, that one for all for one, that America's going to be there to defend you?" And then he said, "Yes, they're going to be there, and the rest of the nations too." He said, "The key is that we've got to let the other nations who are not in NATO know that they're going to be there." So I have all the confidence in the world we're going to be there. And we had paid our 2% gross. We've been paying our 2% way before it was even talked about. And so I'm saying that it was shocking in a way, because he said, "No, NATO is stronger than ever, and it ain't one 4-year term ain't going to control it." And so he said, "I'm more confident than ever." And so they feel that they've been listening to the Democrats, and they think
somebody has reassured them.
Yeah, right, right. Hey, one term. This guy's a nut. You know what I mean? We're gonna be there for you. So I guess that's how they're talking to him.
And that's fine. And I think that's true. I think that's true. You know what I mean? And so, I think that he's been doing the same playbook over and over and over again. And now we know he feints to the right before he throws the punch. Now we've had time to time him. It's the middle of the fight. The first round, these things were working. These tricks were working. Now we in round 6. We understand something happens. He throws a distraction. He says something outrageous to distract us. The healthcare thing is a distraction because the bottom line is, and you were right, I think that I was believing the propaganda. There's something in this Mueller report.
Oh, yeah.
And there's something he doesn't want us to see. this health care, and it's going to be something else to try to distract us away from the Mueller report.
I'm going to close the borders.
Right.
I'm going to close the borders.
Yes. There's something in here. My only issue with Mueller is this. You took 2 years to do a report. You give us a summary. Why do you need to do this to present to some other people for them to figure out your findings?
That's what the protocol is, that they have to give it to the Attorney General.
But you can't make a determination. I mean, why don't you make a determination?
That's why they said, do we have to call him in front of the Congress and find out? When in 2018, when this is like a day before the elections. I remember this man, what's the president's name? Trump, got on a plane and he said, I decided last night I'm going to give 10% tax breaks to the middle class. This is the day before the elections. He says anything. I never heard him mention it again.
No.
Never. Do you remember when he said that?
Yes.
10% tax cut to the middle class. Never again. So he just says, and what happens, which has thrown the press off. The president has such a strong voice. They believe these things because they 76 years we've been here. The people are honest,
right?
And they realize this guy is just this is a nut.
I mean, you said he's a con man.
Yeah.
And he literally only cares about making money.
Yeah, that's it.
We don't need, and I was trying to explain that to people, and people would argue with me online about this. And I said, we don't need a businessman in the White House, because a businessman is going to be concerned with the bottom line.
And you think, I'm just jumping back to the mayor of Baltimore trying to do business. I mean, and what happens is that the businessman, Trump is going to say legitimately, but you knew who I was when you elected me.
Oh, yeah. I'm
a businessman. Want to make a deal? This is what I am. I'm not a politician. I'm a businessman, no. and I'm gonna die a businessman, and they're gonna and a lot of them gonna accept that.
That's true, and then he can poke at Democrats and say, "But you campaign as an honest person, and you're not honest," and he'll turn it on him, and he'll be able to manipulate the situation and come out looking good some kind of weird way.
Right.
The way Democrats have been operating.
Everybody knew I was a womanizer before they elected me. So I'm not. So what's the big deal? I'm a womanizer.
Me and my wife got an arrangement.
Right.
She ain't mad.
She ain't right. Exactly.
That's crazy. That's. I mean, I'm nervous because if the wrong person gets the Democratic nomination, we're screwed for 4 more years. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But like you said, eventually it will end. Whether it's 4 years or 8 years, it's going to come to an end at some point in time. He don't want to be there he don't want to be there too much longer than he has to be, because he wants to be able to make his business deals. And I think that he's already solidified enough deals already.
Yeah, but they're making them now. They ain't stopping him. He's making them now.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But, thank you as always.
Yes.
We will be back next week. So when I guess after the debates start, is that when we're going to start this thing we got to roll out? Is that when you want to start that?
Yeah.
So we'll have all everybody's going to be in. It's going to be in by the time the debates start.
Yeah.
So we got about 2 months before the debates come.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's in June.
Yep. Wow, that'd be here in no time.
And it is going to be really
a real barn burner.
Yeah, barn burner.
A barn burner.
They're gonna be attacking each other too.
Well, I don't think it's going to be as vicious as it was with the Republicans. Yeah, because they know that it's insane for
Well, I mean, I thought that Hillary and Bernie were really rough on each other.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to be that rough this time. I think that they're going to talk about policy and what I can do. I don't think they're going to be personal insults unless they talk about the president.
You know what they're going to say then? This debate is boring.
So boring. Yeah.
Because they want people to throw mud.
Yeah.
Last thing, let me ask you a question about this. Do you think that Fox should get one of those Democratic debates?
Yeah, I think.
I think that they should.
Yeah, because you're acting scared, but the guy who is head of the Democratic
Perez. It's a mistake.
Gaza,
but it's a mistake, because
scared.
they're not good. Yeah, okay, so what? Like you still need, because my thing is this: the Fox viewers, you can win some of them over. Mm-hmm. You know, some of the people that's going to be on that stage are going to be moderates, and they like maybe they may be turned off by Trump, but they could see somebody that they maybe could see themselves voting for potentially. Right.
And Perez, I don't know why they, and I don't even know why they don't go on the shows. You know, just like he's dead in the water. Avenatti, he went there. You know, he was fighting with Tucker Carlson all along, you know what I mean? But you have to, and then this Mayor Pete went on there already too, I think.
Yeah, and he did fine. I saw him on there. Some of the people are scared to go on there, and some of them are not. Mm-hmm. I mean, so you would advise him to go on Hannity, go on Tucker's show.
I go in if they call me, because all it's gonna do is enhance you.
Yeah, it's
gonna make you seem bigger, stronger, more courageous, because you got to be courageous. You know, and I think that Kamala Harris will do it. I think.
You think she would?
Yeah, and I think Booker, he'll do it.
He would do it.
Yeah, and I do like the Mexican guy. What's his name? That's running for president.
Julian Castro.
Yeah. I like Castro too. You know what I mean? And I think that they're going to start to flourish in the debates when. So some of the ones
I like Castro too.
Are going to.
Castro was HUD secretary. Under President Obama. Right.
And you know his brother has a twin, and his brother was the mayor of San Antonio, and
that's cool.
Identical. And you know what he did? You know what he did? He said, I am going to grow a beard because I don't want to get shot. Okay.
What? What are you talking about?
He said, I don't want them to confuse me with my brother. Okay. Because he has a beard now, too, the other one.
Like a Castro beard? Like a Castro? Like a Fidel Castro?
No, it's just growing out. Okay. He just started it. You know.
Okay, well that's Then it might be smart.
Yeah, I think since he said I don't have any security. You know, like my brother is running around, but he didn't have security. So yeah.
All right, so you said when the debates start.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll see you guys next week. Thank you, Dad, as always.
And remember, radioonfire.com news, urban news, where black folks go. Radio on Fire news you can use. All right. See you next week.